Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Charles Jackson, Breed the Grounds Entertainment. Back again. This would be my second day for posting about the depression blog that I started to help people who deal with the anxiety, depression, rumination, things like that. I suffer from it as well, and it's not easy. Like it really ain't easy. Um, Luckily, since I own my brand and I'm a filmmaker, I actually have that as an outlet. And I literally put all my emotions, what I'm feeling, things that I've been through, things that I would have done or fabricated into characters and storylines. And I literally have to, I literally jot down things that I have to retell myself every single day. Like, if you could look here, I literally put that stuff on a list right next to my bed, as you can see. So when I wake up, the first thing I see is that. And I tell myself every day that, you know, you have to try and find outlets to continue to make you happy. Because if not, you're going to destroy yourself. And you will destroy everything that's around you. And it's not easy. It's not easy with depression, and it happens a lot of times at random. And like, you're not alone out there. Even though a lot of times you may feel it, I feel it. I go through it all the time. Like, I real deal will be okay one minute, and then be completely depressed the next. And a lot of times confused with other symptoms, but it's really that anxiety of working so much or stress or putting so much on yourself or not really having anybody, you know. And a lot of people be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, you got family and friends and all that shit. No, but when I say have somebody, we talking about the people who literally call just to make sure that you're okay, or the ones who lend a helping hand without you having to ask, or the ones who are there even through the toughest times when even you try and push them away. Everybody got family. Everybody got relatives and kinfolk and people that they call friends. But listen, unless you're with me 100 all the way, we just associates. I don't care nothing about that whole wanna be friends thing. We're associates. We can be good associates, and that's cool. But a rider is what I call family. A lot of people can have friends, but you know, a lot of people can. Like I said, everybody got family, but family be the main ones that'll depress you faster than anything. The people that are within your everyday life are the main ones that will depress you and drive you to a point where you don't want to come back from. And depression is very real, man. Like, a lot of people really don't understand that. It is. It's very, very real. And it's hard to try and stay positive when you deal with depression. It's hard to it's hard to find reasoning behind a lot of reasons. Well, let me say that it's hard to find reasoning behind the way that you feel about a lot of stuff, because not many people understand you. Not many people will try and understand you. A lot of people will take it as if, oh, you create your own problems, as if the things that you're depressed about is one-sided. And I deal with that. I have a lot of that in my life. And I've dealt with a lot of that in my life. And I've literally isolated myself from any and everyone, unless you completely there for me all the way, not when you feel the need to be. Because that's why I'm good at acting. That's why I'm good at writing. That's why I'm good at filmmaking, because I've been through and experienced so much emotionally, mentally. Like, because you see, anxiety and depression is hardly ever the physical. It really is. You may get depression from the result of something that physically happened to you, but most of the time, anxiety and depression is mental. It's emotional. It's a traumatic experience or something that really hurt you. And with rumination, it completely ruminates or rumination. I think I'm saying that right. But I read about it. But it is something that attacks you daily, and it causes you to go back to what hurt you the most over and over and over and over again. And it's a lot of things that has happened to me, especially within my family that completely teared me away from all of it and from everyone. And I do mean everyone. Like, mean people that has been in my life since day one turned the other cheek when I needed them most. And people will say, "Oh, well, you're just playing victim." Let me explain something to you. When you really did, because a lot of people don't believe in anxiety and depression. They think it's something that doesn't exist, or you should be able to pray about it, and then it'll go away. Praying does work, but prayer takes time. I ain't never seen nobody pray for something and it happened right then. You feel me? Like, if you didn't pay your light bill and your lights get cut off, and you pray for them to cut back on, you think they're gonna come back on? Nah. It takes time. It takes work. And it's the same thing with anxiety and depression. All of that stuff takes time. It takes work. And a lot of people don't want to sit around for the ride. A lot of people don't want to think about, you know, a lot of people are afraid that they played a part in your depression. So I think that's why they steer away from you. That way they don't have to take a responsibility in what caused you to be the way that you are. Because once you go through an anxiety and you go through depression and it's a real one, let me tell you, it literally changes every single thing about you. The way you think, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you interact with people socially. And your children can even be affected by your depression. And I've had so many days where I've steered away from my own children because I don't want how I feel and my behavior to be absorbed by them like a sponge. And, like they emulate my behavior. The last thing I want for them to go through what I go through daily. And I do mean daily. It's a hard task. It's a hard thing. And it attacks you a lot at night. And it's when you start to feel alone. You'll wake up in nightmares. It's just so much that can happen when it comes to the whole depression thing. And a lot of people really don't even realize that they have a problem. They don't realize that, anxiety and depression is real. Like, it can affect your mental state. Like, it really can. Like, dead ass. I literally had an anxiety attack yesterday, and I was in the hospital. And, it just one of them things. Like, I felt like my chest had caved in, and, muscle spasms. I couldn't breathe. I passed out. I was dehydrated. It's a lot that goes into it, and you have to pray about it. You have to work on it. And a lot of times people get offended by the fact that, it's mostly your significant others. They get offended by the fact that you want to steer away from them, but it's not them. It's you have to be in your thoughts in order to get past those thoughts. Because, and I feel this is me personally. I feel like in order to understand how you feel or why you feel that way, you have to face over and over again what hurt you till you become numb to it. And that's what I've dealt with my entire life. The only time I've ever dealt with a problem is if I was fighting physically, like physically fighting someone. That's the only time I've dealt with my problems. But that's if I had a problem with, most of the time those problems have been with strangers. I've never physically had an interaction with somebody that was around me every day or within my circle all the time. I took it as something that I should bury. And, like, all my problems emotionally, mentally, I bury them. That's a very good habit that I got, but it's also a very cancerous habit that I have. Because the ability to bury everything doesn't mean that it's gone. It just means that it won't surface until you hit your breaking point. And by the time you hit that breaking point, that's when that anxiety kicks in. That's when that depression kicks in. Because once you done snapped and blacked out and let out all that anger, then, then it's like, after you reacted that way, you shut down. Like, that depression thing is real, man. It really is. Like, it really is real. And like, it's a lot that play into my depression. It's a lot that play into my anxiety. It's mostly within people that I have been around from day one. Like I said, like, just, you know the one person or people that should have been there for you more than anybody or anything. When you feel abandoned by them, or they do abandon you, because a lot of people won't admit that they played a part. They will die before they admit that they did anything. And when you deal with anxiety and depression, and you have the gift that I have to bury everything, I write it out. I put it in my films. I put it in my scripts. I write characters that can bring how I feel on screen. That's how I let it out. You know, I let it out that way. That's the only way a lot of times that you can get it out. At least in my case, that's the only way I can get it out. You can talk about it, and it takes strong people to be there for you. You have to know the reason why. You feel me? It takes a lot of strength to get through a depression. A lot. And I hate people who act like, oh, well, you shouldn't just let stuff bother you, as if you a robot or some shit. You know? Like, oh, well, don't let that bother you. You know what I'm saying? People can't do this. People don't do that. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really ain't that easy. Maybe they're easy for you. But when it involves people that you really loved, or that you do love, isolating yourself from them brings a depression. Because you will want to be there, but it's not in your best interest to be there. You feel me? Like, I don't feel necessary to go into detail right now about who triggers my depression, but y'all get what I mean. Alright? So, these blogs I will be doing, every single day. Every day. I feel like that'll be the only way to get me past, the point of my depression. Because I've tried everything else, and it does affect my mental state at times. I can be completely fine 1 minute, and then all of a sudden, boom, I'm just upset. I'm upset, or I'm angry, or anything, like, and I get irritated very easily. So that's why I distance myself from a lot of people. A lot of stupidity or just something ignorant, it pisses me off very quickly. So I steer myself away from it. But you gotta be willing to try and find outlets. You got to take medicine. You got to see, psychiatrists, whatever you got to do to get past that. Because one day, it will kill you. It will. It will kill you. It can kill you. Believe me. I've tried. It can bring you to a point where you don't want to live anymore, or you feel you're not worth living anymore. It can bring you to a lot of difficult decisions. And you won't even think about the people that you may hurt the most when you're making these decisions. So, be safe. And, this is the depressed law. Feel me? So y'all be safe out there. And holla at y'all tomorrow. You're Breeding Grounds Entertainment. I'm the CEO. Just stay tuned. And this is my personal page. So my page where my filming will be on, my business, it'll be on my Breeding Grounds Entertainment page. It's Breed and the word A-N-D, Grounds, E-N-T, content channel. And that's where my work will be. This page is for me. You gotta dissociate the person from the businessman. When I'm in my business mode, that's where my mind at. When I gotta be the CEO and do my thing, that's where my mind is at. But as a person, there's always more than one side to a person. As a person, this is me when I don't have to handle business. This is me as a person. So, anyway, y'all be safe out there. Holla at you later.